Coming up on Good Morning Longhorns, Foxtrot announces it is closing all of its locations, shuttering its store on Guad after only a year. We have the details.
UT hosted the orange and white game last weekend. More from DKR in the Longhorns' final appearance before moving to the SEC.
Taylor Swift's Tortured Poets Department album is here. The critics have had their say. Now it's time for ours.
Austin Fashion Week came to the Domain last weekend, and Good Morning Longhorns was there. More on how UT joined in on the glitz and glamour.
Finally, it is our last show of the semester, and our own Paulina Pearson and Coco Kennedy are helping us look back on all the fun we've had so far on the air in 2024. All this and more right now on Good Morning Longhorns. And Good Morning Longhorns for this Wednesday, April 24th. I'm Logan Dubel.
And I'm Devin D. Michelle. Thanks for joining us here this Wednesday morning.
Happy to be here. One more show this week. How are you doing?
I'm great. I cannot believe it's our last show of the semester and that the semester's coming to a close. Really flew by.
Yeah, seriously. And we're happy to be here with you bright and early with sound this morning,
Yes,
live in color.
yes.
We've got it all. Let's do this. So breaking overnight, the Senate approved the aid bill that was sent from the House for approval on Saturday. The bill includes a $95.3 billion aid package being sent to Ukraine, Israel, and Taiwan. Now that the Senate has approved the bill with a 79-18 vote, it is being sent to President Biden, and he has promised to sign it once it reaches his desk. The bill also includes a provision that could result in a nationwide TikTok ban as a means to convince Republicans to sign the bill. We will know for sure if it will go into effect once President Biden chooses to sign later today. Back here in Austin, we are losing all 4 of our Foxtrot locations due to the company shutting down its operations. The company, which had 33 locations in total, made the announcement yesterday morning as some workers were laid off mid-shift. The popular coffee shop for UT students had recently merged with Dom's Kitchen and Market, which will be closing its 2 locations as well. As of yesterday morning, store operations were closed and all account credits had expired. The website for Foxtrot later showed a 404 error not found when you searched it online. However, in hopes to keep the company alive, Foxtrot and Fetty, a popular ride-sharing app, have been discussing a possible business collaboration by having Foxtrot products available for delivery through Fetty vans. While the idea is still developing, Foxtrot has been in the process of shutting down each location, and this was the company's 10th year in business and had only started to open in Austin as of last February.
After the university fired about 60 staff members and closed several DEI-related offices to comply with SB 17, the state's anti-DEI bill, UT Austin students created a protest movement called Not Our Texas and have been participating in and hosting protests during the past month. Last Monday, over 200 students performed a virtual sit-in by entering a virtual faculty council meeting conducted by University President Jay Hartzell. Students logged onto the meeting with a black background that read, quote, "No DEI, not our Texas," end quote, in red letters. On Instagram, Not Our Texas is planning to host a rally in solidarity of the first UT staff this Thursday at the UT Tower. The post currently has over 885 likes.
The Palestinian Solidarity Committee protest is happening today, establishing the Popular University for Gaza. The organization shared the details in an Instagram post saying that class is canceled. At 11:40 a.m., participating students will walk out of class and meet at Gregg Gym. Then they will march to the South Lawn and occupy it for the entire day to, quote, reclaim their space, end quote. But Longhorn Students for Israel will be taking a stand against this protest as they urge students to, quote, stand in peace together, end quote, by the UT Tower at the same time the PSC is holding their protest. Texas Hillel also released a statement after learning of the protest as they shared that this anti-Israel protest is taking place during the Jewish holiday of Passover. Hillel quickly stated that they contacted the university and security partners to coordinate a response plan to keep campus and students safe. According to Hillel, the university has assured that there will be no tolerance for disruption or behaviors misaligned with university policy and Governor Greg Abbott's executive order.
After 5 days of protests, Columbia University President Minu Shafiq announced that classes will be held online as university leaders meet to discuss the pro-Palestine protests and the safety of their students. These protests have risen on college campuses throughout the U.S. and have raised concerns over the safety of Jewish students. The White House responded, claiming that while students have the right to peacefully protest, they will not stand for the anti-Semitism and violence toward Jewish students. Additionally, President Joe Biden further denounced that, quote, blatant anti-Semitism, end quote, on college campuses.
On Tuesday, UT President Jay Hartzell visited Capitol Hill to meet with members of Texas's congressional delegation in order to seek support for the university's artificial intelligence initiatives. According to the Austin American-Statesman, 4 months ago, the University of Texas said 2024 would be the year of AI. In fact, last year, UT launched a Master of Science in AI, the only master's degree program in AI from a top-ranked institution. On Capitol Hill, Hartzell encouraged leaders to invest in public artificial intelligence and support UT's advancements in AI research and AI workforce development. Hartzell said the investment is needed to make universities like UT competitive against AI in the private sector. During Hartzell's visit, UT burnt orange advertisements were unveiled at 2 metro stations, promoting UT as the epicenter of AI excellence in the nation's capital.
This past Thursday was University of Texas's annual orange and white spring game football at DKR. Even with rising sophomore Arch Manning as the white team's QB, freshman Trey Owens won the game for the orange team with a final score of 35-34.
In other news, on the football side, even Texas Longhorns are eligible for the NFL draft tomorrow night, and up to 3 of them might be called in the first round, including Xavier Worthy, Adonai Mitchell, and Byron Murphy in the second. It's a great week for Texas football.
Isn't it always a great week for Texas
It's
football?
always a great week. Always a good week to be a Longhorn.
Absolutely.
Even this early.
On Thursday, Austin City Council voted to amend the building code to ban the construction of windowless bedrooms, which will go into effect on May 20th. By not needing a window, developers could build more bedrooms, housing more students, and pocketing more rent. The main reason for doing this is because of fire safety hazards, as having a window could prove an exit in an emergency. This code affects West Campus, as most apartments have been built there.
Austin City Council also approved a plan on Thursday to build a wishbone bridge across Lady Bird Lake, the project developing for 6 years now, plans to make it safer and more accessible for pedestrians and bike riders. The bridge will form near the Longhorn Dam and has received $23 million, including a $4.1 million grant from the federal government.
Uber, one of the largest ride-sharing apps, came out with a lost and found index on Wednesday. It ranked cities as most forgetful, meaning a city where its people tend to forget wallets, phones, luggage, and more. Austin ranked number 10 on the list, making it the 3rd Texas city on the list, with Dallas and Houston leading in the top 5. According to Uber, the most unique items left included a rat skeleton prop, a framed Taylor Swift autograph, and a tray of meat pie. Logan, have you ever left something crazy like that in an Uber?
I'm lucky. I don't think I've lost a wallet. I've never lost anything in an Uber. Don't know how that's possible, but I'm glad that even here in Austin that hasn't happened to me.
I could say the same for myself.
And reducing waste and saving your eclipse glasses. The Austin Nature and Science Center and the Austin Public Library are accepting undamaged glasses from this year's eclipse. The donated glasses will be given to cities who will have the best totality in the 2026 solar eclipse. Recycling is also an option as you try to remove those lenses.
This Monday, April 22nd, marked the 54th annual Earth Day, a day to demonstrate support for environmental protection. This year's theme was Planet versus Plastics, and around Austin, conversation efforts are taking place. The Trial Conservancy held an Earth Day Jubilee on Butler Trail, where attendees helped clean up the trail and enjoyed live music, earth-friendly activities, and a maker's market. Tomorrow from noon to 3 p.m. on UT's East Mall is the 40 Acres Earth Day Fair, featuring plant-based foods, talks from leaders in sustainability, and recycled fashion shows.
Events continue on to next weekend as the Earth Day ATX Festival takes over Huston-Tillotson University this Saturday from 12 to 5 p.m. The goal of the event is to inform the public about ways to reduce their carbon footprint and support small businesses that offer clean products and services. The event is free to attend, and they encourage attendees to reduce their carbon footprint by biking to the event and joining their bike meetups around the city. Make sure you do your part this Earth Week by practicing conscious consumption, including switching to reusable bottles, walking more, and incorporating local plant-based foods into your diet as that's possible. And coming up this morning, it has cooled off this week in Austin. Stay tuned for the latest weather forecast with David and more right after the break. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Good Morning Longhorns. Let's take a look at the weather for this week. Joining us on the set is David Gonima. What's the weather looking like, David?
Thanks, Devin, and good morning, Longhorns. Finals week is almost among us, and so are cloudy skies, but don't let that rain on your parade. While we're going to be stuck inside studying, here's what the weather looks like for the rest of the week. Today, we can expect a high of 84 degrees with cloudy skies, 70% humidity, and a 40% chance of rain. Perfect weather to cozy up with your textbooks. Moving into tomorrow, we'll be looking at a high of 86 degrees and variable clouds with thunderstorms, mostly in the morning. Friday's skies will be as scattered as our thoughts during finals, with scattered thunderstorms throughout the day and a high of 87 degrees. On Saturday, expect a high of 86 degrees and cloudy skies with a few showers, a perfect excuse to stay in and study. Just like the weather, studying can have its ups and downs. Stay determined, Longhorns, and the sun will shine once again. That's the weather for the week. From the Weather Center, I'm David Gonima. Back to you.
Thanks, David. The Supreme Court of the United States is set to hear arguments on whether laws limiting homelessness are unconstitutional because unhoused people are being punished. Policies nationwide are at risk of being reshaped in years to come. A small city in Oregon wonders whether ticketing people who live on the streets is, quote, cruel and unusual punishment, end quote, violating the Eighth Amendment. Homeless people nationwide are alarmed by efforts to be criminalized rather than city and state officials building more shelters and affordable housing to combat the growing number of homeless people. For Austin News, 2024 is a crucial election year. Through the presidential elections is still 6 months away. Here in Austin, early voting opened today for local elections. On this ballot, voters will choose the next mayor, city council members, propositions, school district board of trustees, and more. Early voting ends April 30th, and the election day is May 4th. Voters can attend polls around Austin And as usual here on UT's campus at the LBJ School of Public Affairs and the Flawn Academic Center.
The FBI has been alerted of over 2,000 fraudulent text messages claiming that drivers owe money to unpaid toll tag charges. The Houston branch of the FBI has posted examples of fraud text messages so that you know what to look for if you've been targeted. You can find the examples on X, formerly known as Twitter, at FBI Houston. Additionally, the Central Texas Regional Mobility Authority has instructed drivers to check their accounts on the official toll service website before clicking on suspicious links or sharing financial information.
Taylor Swift released her 11th studio album, The Tortured Poets Department, at 11 p.m. on Thursday. However, about 2 hours later, Taylor revealed that it was a double album and released an additional 15 songs. Logan, did you listen to the album? What are your thoughts?
I was not planning to listen to it. I saw, actually, if you got the physical vinyl copy of it, Stevie Nicks, who's my musical hero, wrote an introduction poem to the album. It wasn't recorded, but it's on there written. Very cool. I think it's about Lindsey Buckingham. Everybody else thinks it's about somebody else from Taylor's life. We'll see. But ironically, it was dated from last August and with the location Austin, Texas, when she was here performing. So I thought that was pretty cool. And she actually name-dropped Stevie in a song, so I'm a fan. I'm happy with the album.
Sounds good.
The music world is reacting to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductees being announced. The Rock Hall revealed with inductees on a special segment Sunday night on American Idol. Inductees include the Prince of Darkness, Ozzy Osbourne, Goddess of Pop Cher, Kool and the Gang, Foreigner, Peter Frampton, the Dave Matthews Band, and Dionne Warwick. The induction ceremony will take place later this year. I'm very happy with all of these inductees. Ozzy, Peter Frampton, Cher, all people that should have been in there. Don't know why it took so long, but finally happening.
Could not agree with you more. Cher is one of my favorites. Burlesque is my favorite movie, so this is really exciting. After the break, we will be back to talk about all things fashion and more events coming up around Austin. Stay tuned.
Welcome back to Good Morning Longhorns. The largest fashion event in Texas took place right here in Austin at the Domain over the weekend. Austin Fashion Week, spanning over 3 full days, showcased the work of emerging fashion designers, black fashion designers, and even high school students from Round Rock ISD. UT Textiles and apparel senior John Alvarado debuted his designs on Saturday and got to chat with Good Morning Longhorns about the inspiration behind his latest collection, Cabello Bayo. Take a look.
Our program is about to begin. Please take your seats.
Good morning, Longhorns. We are here at the Domain for the 16th anniversary of Austin Fashion Week, which is the 4th largest fashion week concept in the United States, featuring over 100 designers and 30 pop-up shops. Let's take a look. To kick off Austin Fashion Week, Fashion X Texas hosted the Emerge runway show at the Domain. The walls inside the show were lined with models showcasing outfits from 8 to 12 different designers prior to hitting the runway, and attendees came dressed in their best outfits to support these up-and-coming designers.
I love fashion personally, and I really enjoy the designers and the models and like everything that goes into it. Like obviously they're all friends of mine, but to me, like fashion shows sometimes can be super intimidating for people, especially if they're not in the industry. And what I want people to get out of it always is like, this is totally accessible. It's art on a human, right? And like, it's no different than going to a museum or a gallery or something like that. And if anything, it's like the most interactive form of art to me.
I'm really excited to see my friend walk down the runway and also to support the kindness campaign today. It's a nonprofit that is, promoting kindness in Austin and uplifting children and really anti-bullying.
Thanks for tuning in, y'all. For Good Morning Longhorns, I'm Devin D. Michelle.
Very nice to see you there at Austin Fashion Week. A good time this weekend?
Yeah, it was amazing. Lauren Peck and I, who also worked for Good Morning Longhorns, we went together at the Domain. It was truly amazing to see all the wonderful work that these artists put together. They are all truly so talented and creative. So it was nice to see that on a bigger scale.
And as we mentioned, we have gotten to talk with a UT student who got to get in on all the fun for Austin Fashion Week. Take a look at what he had to say.
What my collection is about is a story. It's called Caballo Bayo. And it's about a closeted cowboy who falls in love with the church. After spending devoting months of his life to the church, he falls in love with it and almost immediately finds this passion that he's never kind of felt before.
And thanks to our Itza Martinez for that interview. You can check out the full thing online. Also in fashion this morning, Pleasing, the company founded by Harry Styles, is making its way to South Congress this weekend. The pop-up will be open from April 27th to May 19th. You can stop by 1603 South Congress Avenue for exclusive apparel, themed giftables, and even a nail salon. They are also unveiling 2 new Big Lip flavors, vanilla fig and peppermint honey, which are available exclusively during opening weekend. If you can't make the trip to the Pleasing Saloon, both of the flavors will be accessible on pleasing.com on April 30th, but get it first here in Austin.
On this weekend's edition of Around Austin, we have lots of exciting concerts and events at the Moody Center. Bad Bunny will be performing on both Friday and Saturday for his Most Wanted tour. The doors will open at 7 p.m. and the show will begin at 8 p.m. On Sunday, Kane Brown will be performing with special guests Tyler Hubbard and Parliament at 7 p.m. Lastly, Hozier will take the stage on Tuesday with his Unreal Unearthed tour.
And no matter your favorite music genre, there is always something for everyone. So check out moodycenteratx.com/events for details or tickets. If you're looking to get outside, Peace Park is hosting its annual birthday party for Eeyore. Yes, you heard that right. Eeyore from Winnie the Pooh. There will be live music, drinks, food, and acrobatics. It's sure to be an exciting event. They've had it for many, many years, and that is all for Around Austin this week. Be sure to check that all out.
We know you'll miss us over the summer, so to make sure you don't miss out on any fun summer activities, here's an Austin bucket list so you can stay busy while we're away. Of course, you cannot go wrong with the classics, including paddleboarding on Lady Bird Lake, taking a dip at Barton Springs in Zilker Park, or hiking up Mount Bonnell for a panoramic picnic overlooking Lake Austin. For the foodies, enjoy sun at the popular patio restaurants such as Banger's Beer on Garden Rainy Street, Juliet's on Barton Springs, or Guero's Taco Bar on South Congress. To spend some time with nature, head over to Lady Bird Lake Wildflower Center to explore 284 acres of scenic wildflower gardens that will bloom just in time for summer guests.
And it wouldn't be the live music capital of the world without some summer concerts. The Long Center is hosting a free drop-in summer concert series every Thursday on their lawn all summer long, featuring Austin favorites and emerging artists. From June 29th to the 30th, Coca-Cola is hosting the Sips and Sounds Summer Festival at the Circuit of the Americas with headlining artists Kelsey Ballerini and John Party. Lastly, relax on the Mozart's patio, of course, with a cup of coffee while listening to local musicians playing almost every single day during the summer. We hope you have an amazing break and can't wait to hear what everyone has been up to over the summer.
Coming up next, Good Morning Longhorn reporters Paulina Pearson and Coco Kennedy will be recapping some of our best moments here at the show over this past semester. Don't go anywhere.
Welcome back to Good Morning Longhorns. This is my last show as executive producer, so what better way to properly sign me off than to go through Good Morning Longhorns' best moments of the year. Coco and I went through many memories our show has created and narrowed it down to the top 6 best. But of course, we had to add a twist. In honor of the Dance Moms reunion next week, our top 6 moments will be in Dance Moms pyramid style. So first, Coco, do you want to do the honors?
Of course.
At number 6, we have last week's show because, as we all know, the audio disaster was horrible, but we have Hallie and Lauren eating a chamoy pickle kit. Hallie didn't like it, but it still added some charm to the show, and that was all that we needed. Okay, Coco, you're next.
Okay, next at number 5, we have the amazing Austin Fashion Week that Devin and Lauren were both so awesome to go and report on. This was such a great event, and I really think it was an awesome opportunity for both us as reporters and just as students of Austin, getting to explore more of the fashion and kind of the culture surrounding the city. Paulina, back to you.
Yeah, of course. Number 4, we have Coco's Valentine's Day segment where she made puppy chow, and it was just such a cute little segment, and we always love having food segments here on the show. I feel like it really just elevates everything. So yeah, that one was so much fun.
Logan, you were on that one. What are your thoughts? Is that one of your faves of the year or the semester, I guess?
Knowing you have a guaranteed meal, even if it's live on the air, like, it goes a long way. It goes a long way.
It's always a great time. All right, going into our top 3, our third place is when we had a magician come onto the show and show Paulina, and also not pictured Paisley. She was cut off, sadly, but she's up on the screen of them going through a little bit of a magic trick. I was astounded watching it. Paulina, how about you?
Yeah, that was literally so cool. I always love, a good magic trick, but he showed us his socks. It was like a whole thing. It was so cool. Now at number 2, we have the Sammy Ray concert that Coco actually went to, so I feel like you could probably better explain that.
I had the most amazing opportunity to interview Sammy Ray, who's one of my favorite artists, and I listened to her since 2020. So having the chance to interview her was definitely a huge highlight for me as a reporter here. And I got to sit front row at her concert, and that was awesome. So, and for free, so gotta love that. Anyways, coming down to number 1, any ideas of what you think it might be, Devin, Logan?
Ooh, I feel like
We got 45 seconds. We got to tell them quick. What was it?
So many good moments. I don't know.
Okay, well, it's last but not least the CMT Awards that Paulina and Logan went to.
Yes, honestly, this was so much fun. Me and Logan are pictured here on the red carpet. Yeah, it was just so surreal. We saw so many stars on the red carpet, and yeah, that about concludes our Dance Moms Pyramid with all our best moments. I don't want to have to take this down. It's such a beautiful masterpiece.
Holding on to this for dear life over here.
Well, thanks for having us, guys.
Yes, of course, and thank you all for joining us. That's all the time we have for our show this morning. For more Good Morning Longhorns until the fall, you can follow us on Instagram at Good Morning Longhorns. I'm Logan Bowl.
And I'm Devin DiMichelle. Thank you so much for joining us every Wednesday this semester and supporting us bright and early here on TSTV. We'll see you back in September. Have a great day and a great summer.